Agriculture is an important sector of the Indian economy, as it is the primary source of livelihood for about 58% of the country's population and accounts for about 20% of the nation's GDP. Not just that, this sector also helps in sustaining and developing both the secondary as well as tertiary sectors, making it a major indirect contributor to external trade and the economy. Agriculture is indeed the backbone of Indian economy and farmers are the spine of agriculture industry. India is home to more than 10 crore farmers. A larger portion of tribal, about 66%, depend on agriculture for their livelihood, compared to only 43% of non-tribal who earn their living through agriculture. But due to a low level of inputs, lack of awareness, insufficient irrigation facilities and uncertain rains, the yields have deteriorated, forcing these tribal farmers to become agricultural laborers. Furthermore, this lack of sustainable and sufficient livelihood has led to displacement and enforced migration of an increasing number of tribal farmers, who end up working as contract laborers in the construction industry or as domestic workers in cities for a large portion of the year.
At Adani Foundation, we are working relentlessly towards making our nation's farmers self-reliant. We are focused on their holistic development. We see farmers as agriculture entrepreneurs or agripreneurs who can confidently cater to the evolving consumer demand when they have access to modern know-how and when they are armed with innovative farming techniques as well as good marketing skills. Once this transformation through upgrading happens, rural migration will cease. Rural communities will be empowered in the true sense when they will not have to leave their roots. Through our various interventions, we are working with thousands of farmers to upgrade their farming skills and thereby helping them to enhance their cultivation techniques and boost their income. We are happy to see the outcomes from one such intervention in Dahanu in the Palghar district of Maharashtra. Over the last 5 years, we have been to positively impact the lives of over 1,100 tribal families.
To create opportunities for gainful self-employment for the tribal families and to ensure sustainable livelihood, an integrated tribal development project, Dahanu, was implemented in Dahanu block of Palghar district from 2016. The project aims to improve economic condition of tribal families. This was done with financial support from the Adani Foundation and NABARD, implemented by BAF Institute for Sustainable Livelihood Development.
We at Adani Foundation aims to have impactful programs where we aim to have improved quality of life for rural masses. The ITDP program in Dahanu block aims to improve quality of life for 10 villages covering 1,100 families which are pro-tribal and had a tendency of migration. With this program, 100% migration has stopped and now they are owning the land and cultivating the land for betterment of their lives.
Tribals form approximately 9.27% of the population in Maharashtra. The Dahanu block of Palghar district is an area where the majority of the population is tribal farmers. A combination of adverse factors like low land holding, soil degradation, high input costs, problems of pests and diseases, limited credit availability and unfavorable market situations made the farming systems here less profitable. Migration was another major issue as 78.7% families migrated for either brick making or sand dredging work. Under Project Dahanu, 1,000 landholding and 100 landless families of 11 villages of the Dahanu block were identified to improve their income and food security, to enhance their health status and to develop assets to eventually empower and make the tribal community self-sufficient. A detailed survey of the selected villages was conducted by BAF and AEML for identification of micro-level activities for integrated development, including water, health, infrastructure, education, women empowerment, and community involvement, along with agriculture-based livelihood promotion.
इनकम यहाँ के लोगों के लिए बहुत कम आ रहा है और क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ पे लोगों का ज़्यादा ध्यान नहीं है। तो ये जो चैलेंजेस आ रहे हैं, इस चैलेंजेस को हम कैसे उबार सकते हैं, लोगों का इनकम हम कैसे बढ़ा सकते हैं, ये ध्यान में रखते हुए अदानी फाउंडेशन, नाबार्ड बैंक और बायअप, ये जो तीनों का जो पीपीपी मोड का कार्यक्रम शुरू किया है।
The compiled baseline survey and analyzed data reflected that agriculture was the major occupation and there was no secondary occupation for earning extra income.
The program is also complementing the UN-guided Sustainable Development Goal, no poverty and zero hunger. 1,000 families got round-the-year livelihood with their own resources, 500 acres land brought under cultivation.
Only paddy was grown in the fields, and that too for domestic use only. And once the paddy season was over, farmers migrated to other places in search of labor work. The tribal farmers did not possess Sat-12 extract of their land holding, due to which they were not able to receive benefits under government schemes. Health was a topic of serious concern as low agriculture production led to uncertainty of food security, leading in poor health. Malnutrition, especially amongst women, was also common, which contributed to maternal mortality and babies with low birth weight. Project Dahanu was initiated through a process of rapport building and dialogue with the tribal communities. Community mobilization and awareness was introduced through village-level meetings, exposure visits, along with formation and nurturing of self-help groups, particularly the women. A Wadi Tukadi was formed for capacity building of farmers, PIA staff and self-help groups. The interventions under the projects were focused to improve the quality of life with consideration to the environment, available natural resources, traditional skills and tribal culture. A diversified hortiforestry and agriculture program, Wadi program, was developed for the tribal families to enable them to earn a sustained income. Wadi programs were based on the farming systems approach that included horticulture, forestry, vegetable cultivation and floriculture. To establish horticulture and forestry plantation, the wastelands were developed into productive assets by plantation of fruit and forests. The species for plantation was chosen according to the suitability of the project area and as per the preferences of the participating family. Various activities such as pit digging, manure filling, fruit plantation, forestry saplings, fencing, soil water conservation, water resource development, aftercare of plantation were conducted during the process of cultivation.
नर्सरी के लिए जो उनको ग्राफ्टिंग कैसे बनाना, मैंगो का है, गुआवा का है, चिक्कू का है, उसको ग्राफ्टिंग कैसे बनाना है उसका हम उनको ट्रेनिंग देते हैं। उसके पास हम प्रैक्टिस करवा के, डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन करवा के, उनसे ग्राफ्टिंग करवा के उनको एकदम जो पक्का जो ग्राफ्टर बोलते हैं वो यहाँ पे उनको ट्रेनिंग देते हैं।
Meet Vishnu Arjun Kakkar, a farmer who used to migrate to other places in search of work once the Kharif season was over. He was struggling to feed his family. The Adani Foundation came to his help and provided him seeds and plants of kesar mangoes, guavas and jasmine flowers for cultivation. With the help of training, Arjun's income has now increased manifold, as he now harvests jasmine and seasonal vegetables 8 months in a year. and also runs a nursery through which he sells saplings of plants. Today, Arjun is not only able to meet all the financial needs of his family, but he is able to provide education to his children and has also shifted to a new Pakka house.
याच्या पुढे मला विश्वास आहे की ही शेती याच्यापेक्षा मी अजून काहीतरी म्हणजे याच्यात प्रगती करून मी स्वतःचा चांगल्या प्रकारचा मी एक प्रकारचा म्हणजे मोठ्या प्रकारचा एखादा जशी ज्याप्रमाणे सेठ लोकांची वाडी असते त्याप्रमाणे स्वतःचं वाडी बनवेन, मोठी बागायत तयार करेन, मोठी नर्सरी बनवेन, असं म्हणजे माझ्यामधूनच काहीतरी म्हणजे मार्केटिंग होईल असं म्हणजे मला स्वतःचा विश्वास वाटत आहे. त्यामुळे मी अदानी कंपनीचे लाख आभार मानतो.
पहिले मेहनत इकडे तिकडे जाऊन मेहनत करायची आणि पोरा घरी ठेवायचे आणि तिकडे आम्ही दोघं निघून जायचे आणि आता पोरं पण मोठे झालं. आम्हाला शेतीवाडी भरपूर मेहनत करा अदानी कंपनीने दिली भाजीपाला पिकवून आणि पोरं पण मोठे झाले आणि आम्ही पण घरीच बेस व्यवस्थित आहे, कमावून खात आणि मजा करत.
Vegetable cultivation was promoted in view of the quality of land, the demand for vegetables in the surrounding areas, and as per the interest of the farmer. Vegetable cultivation was promoted in view of the quality of land, the demand for vegetables in the surrounding areas, and as per the interest of the farmer. Prior to implementation, awareness on vegetable cultivation was done through trainings and exposure visits. Under the project, farmers got the necessary support in the form of seeds, fertilizers, and marketing. Regular training for aftercare activities along with full technical support was also provided by Wadi Tukris to ensure a good yield. Project Dahanu by the Adani Foundation is not only helping tribal farmers in generating extra income, but it is also training farmers about new farming techniques and technologies. Lakshman Kavte is a chili farmer who used to get a limited crop and restricted earnings every year. But today, he is role model for other farmers who, like him, are learning new agricultural practices and enhancing their income. The Adani Foundation trained Lakshman about some new cultivation practices with which his yield and income almost doubled. Today, he is not only growing chili crops but also doing vegetable cultivation, which has improved his financial condition tremendously.
त्यानंतर आम्हाला अदानीची माणसं भेटली. त्यानंतर आम्ही नंतर ते नंतर पुन्हा भाजीपाला त्यांनी शिकवलं. त्यानंतर आम्हाला आता मिरची लावायची कशी, नंतर भाजीपाला कसं पिकवायचा हे त्यांनी शिकवलं. आता आम्ही विहाराला जायची काय गरज झाली. आता आम्ही घरीच काम करतो आणि पोरं पण आता शिकायला लागली.
Understanding the demand of jasmine flowers in the market, jasmine cultivation was undertaken by BAF in Dahanu block. A small plot model was developed by BAF with the complete spectrum of practices from cultivation to marketing. Project Dahanu has played a significant role in curbing migration prior to the interventions by the Adani Foundation. Because of limited earnings, tribal families used to migrate to different areas in search of work. But under Project Dahanu, the Adani Foundation has ensured a sustainable livelihood by optimizing agri-resources for the community. This is Ratna Jani Bhelada. He used to grow paddy in his field for just 3 to 4 months. The Adani Foundation supported him and trained him for crafting, maintenance of farms and on farming technologies. Today, Ratna not only grows paddy on his fields, but he also cultivates seasonal vegetables, flowers and fruits. He is now selling crafted trees in his nursery and earning more than 10,000 rupees per month.
5 वर्ष पूर्ण होतात आणि आंबे येणार 30-40 हजाराचे ते आंबे येणार आणि त्यातून पैसे येणार आणि मोगरा दररोजच्या म्हणजे चालवतो म्हणजे 300-400 रुपये कमवतो म्हणजे महिन्याला आम्ही 10-12 हजार रुपये मोगऱ्यातून पैसे येतात. भाजी विकतो आणि स्वतः पण खायला होते म्हणजे त्यातून पैसे येतात म्हणजे आमचं घर संसार चांगला चालतं. पोरांचं शिक्षण चांगलं चालत आहे. असं अजून जसं जसं हे होईल झाडं बुडं मोठं होतील तसं तसं उत्पन्न मोठं वाढेल आणि चांगलंच घर मोठं बनवणार. जे काय आमचं पोरांचे जे स्वप्न आहे ते पूर्ण करणार आणि पुढं जाणार. हे सर्व अदानीमुळे होत आहे आणि चांगला आता मी खुश आहे आणि असं करत राहीन.
Over and above the land-owning farmers, the project has also helped landless families in the region earn a sustainable and respectful livelihood. To support landless families and to create livelihood opportunities for them, micro-enterprise activities based on skill, service, agriculture and training were started. Around 100 landless families were covered under this program. The micro-enterprise activity of the family was finalized through discussions with the families considering their scope and current skill. Meet Manoj Mahe Katela, a blacksmith who used to go out of the village to make a living. Under Project Dahanu, the Adani Foundation provided him with a welding machine, cutter, a grinding machine and a polishing machine. Being the only blacksmith in the surrounding villages, he is never short of work and earns around 12,000 to 13,000 rupees per month.
पहिले मला बाहेर जावं लागत होतं. महिनाभर बाहेर राहायचो. घरचं बघायला जमत नाही, घरचं काम जमत नाही आणि पैसे आणि महिनाभर आणि हप्ताभर असे बाहेर काम करायचो. तेवढ्यात त्या पैशामध्ये माझं घर संसार चालत नव्हतं. आता जे काम करतो आहे ते अदानी कंपनीकडून मला मशनी मिळालं आहे. त्या मशनीच्या आधारानं माझ्या घर संसारमध्ये आता थोडा खर्च माझा मी भागवतो.
Meet Sarita Mahadevangar. She and her husband's economic condition was troublesome as she was just a housewife and her husband was an auto rickshaw driver. The Adani Foundation trained her in the area of cloth stitching and also provided her with a sewing machine. She has a steady source of income and has become financially independent, earning up to rupees 8,500 by stitching clothes.
मला शिवणकाम करून महिन्याचे 8 ते 8.5 हजार रुपये महिन्याला भेटतात. त्यातून मी माझ्या पोरांचा आणि जो घरचा खर्च होतो तो करते.
आणि अदानी कंपनीकडून माझ्या बायकोला मशीन भेटल्यानंतर आम्ही बायको माझी सिलाई घरीच काम करायची आणि त्यातून खर्च ते मला पण रिक्षा चालवताना मला पण काम पडायचे तेव्हा ती मला पण हातभार लावायची. त्यातून पैसे भेटते. त्यातून आम्ही दोघं परिवार मुलांचा आणि आमचा घरचा परिवार माझी बायको आणि मी मला मदत खूप करायची. अदानी कंपनीचा मी आभारी आहे.
Project Dahanu is not only providing sustainable livelihood to tribal farmers, but it is also empowering women by engaging them in income-generating activities. Women self-help groups were created and further strengthened by providing training on leadership development and income generation activities. The Adani Foundation has not only supported farmers in increasing their income, but it has also created awareness among farmers about the latest agricultural practices. Exposure visits of the farmers were also organized to update them about new technologies and to increase replication of the advocated technologies. Vadi Tukdi leaders were trained and empowered for undertaking activities such as participatory planning, working in groups, monitoring project activities, marketing of agriculture produce and peer group learning. The Adani Foundation is also inspiring and supporting farmers in their journey of becoming agripreneurs. The foundation has helped farmers in setting up Farmers Produce Organization FPO. The progressive farmers from the larger group are part of the core committee nominated for FPO by farmers. Project Dahanu has created opportunities of gainful self-employment through upgradation of skills for the rural families, ensuring sustainable livelihood. Under the project, more than 500 acres of land has been brought under cultivation, empowering tribal communities. The project has motivated, inspired, and supported farmers to evolve from being migrants to becoming entrepreneurs. More than 1,100 families of 11 villages are now getting regular income, improved health and nutrition status, and access to education and government schemes giving them improved quality of life. Farming families are now adopting innovative technologies along with traditional cultivation practices and are getting a better yield. Tribal farmers are no more dependent on just one source of income from their farm. They are now adopting horticulture, floriculture, and vegetable cultivation to generate extra income. Through vegetable cultivation, families are now earning rupees 18,000 to 34,000 per year. 702 families cultivated jasmine and earned an annual income in the range of rupees 19,000 to 45,000. With enhanced and regular income, migration in the Dahanu block has reduced by up to 90%. Project Dahanu by the Adani Foundation is contributing immensely in the development and upliftment of the tribal population in the Dahanu block of Palghar district by making them self-reliant and self-sufficient. The foundation has put into action the old saying, "Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime."